Welcome back to another rebuild I have for you guys here today on Madden 20. Today it's going to be another fantasy style rebuild, this time of the Philadelphia Eagles. Before I begin this video though, as always, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel and are looking out for some more Madden 20 content down the line, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. I would love to have you guys back for my next upload. Also, if you end up enjoying this video in particular, I would greatly appreciate it if you could leave a like down below. My final two plugs here as always, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter or join my Discord, links to those are down below. But now let's start talking about my favorite team. Very tragically, this team just lost in the playoffs. That's kind of why I wanted to rebuild them. Their season is officially over. Carson Wentz got injured in that game. He was out for essentially the entire game. Josh McCown had to come in. He actually played pretty well for being, 40 years old. He seemed pretty mobile still, which is interesting to see. He definitely was not bad. The offense just stalled out a lot on their drives. They settled for too many field goals. You're not going to win a game settling for that many field goals. I mean, maybe, but not against like a good team in the playoffs. I feel like that's very unlikely. You need to convert those for touchdowns. The defense was okay. They held the Seahawks to 17 points, I believe. Still, it was definitely a winnable game if some of those drives ended up in touchdowns. I also feel like if Carson Wentz never got hurt, I feel like that game could have been the Eagles, but I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much. But still, this team dealt with a ton throughout the season. I mentioned I'm a fan of them. I've seen every game. I watched every game that they played. I think aside from the Jets game, because I didn't get it on TV. It was annoying. I got the Steelers game instead or something. But I am proud of how this team played with all the adversity they faced, with all the injuries and stuff. They always face a ton of injuries. This year seemed like the worst because it seems like it just targeted one specific group of players, and it was just literally every wide receiver was hurt for so long. Jordan Howard was doing well. He went down. Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson were massive misses last week. I just meant that as in the Seahawks game. They didn't play in that game. It sucked. This season definitely sucked, but hopefully they can bounce back next year. I'm going to try to make them as good as possible, of course. But let's start talking about Carson Wentz. Honestly, he's like the only reason they won like any games after their players got hurt. A lot of people criticized him. I feel like he faced the most criticism out of like any player this entire year. Some of it was fair. He looked pretty poor in some cases, but also I thought he looked very good this year in general, though. I liked what he brought to the table. I really did. He showed great leadership in my eyes. He brought this team into the playoffs. He carried this offense nearly single-handedly. I know he had Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is good. Dallas Goedert's good. Miles Sanders is good. I understand it, but he did not have a good receiver. Greg Ward was like the best receiver after everybody got hurt. Greg Ward actually impressed me a lot too. I'm really happy that he's on the team. But I love Carson Wentz a lot. I have a little pop figurine of him on my desk, all right? So I like Carson Wentz. I'm not going to doubt him. I have faith in the quarterback. That isn't to say that he doesn't make mistakes. I mentioned it before. He didn't look good in a few of the games this year. There were several times he just overthrew open receivers. There were also times he made some ridiculous throws. I still think he had a good season, all things considered. Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders, Darren Sproles, Corey Clement, the running backs here. Miles Sanders was banged up a little bit recently. Jordan Howard, of course, hasn't played in a long time. But Miles Sanders impressed me a lot. He started off kind of slowly. I thought he was getting too many handoffs, honestly, at the beginning of the season. I thought Jordan Howard was doing better, but then Miles Sanders, it seemed like he just took his game to the next step. He looked a lot better after a certain point in the season. He was good in the pass game, even though he dropped a fourth down catch that would have definitely been a conversion. Whatever, I'm not mad about it against the Seahawks, but he was very good. I thought they reached on him a little bit in the draft, to be honest, especially with some of the other running backs who were still available. I still like Miles Sanders a lot, though. Of course, I'm a Penn State fan as well. I liked him in college. I feel like he always very unfairly gets compared to Saquon. He will forever, just because of course he backed him up in college. If you watched any Eagles game, after the first handoff Miles Sanders gets, the announcers always have to say it. It seems like it's just clockwork. It happens all the time. They always just say he backed up Saquon. I feel like even if, let's just say Miles Sanders ends off with a better career than Saquon, he'll never live that down, just being a backup to one of the best college running backs, at least in the past, decade or so. Saquon was ridiculous in college. But, Miles Sanders, very good in the NFL. Actually really happy with how he's developed. I thought he actually did a really good job this year. He had some fumbling issues early on, definitely fixed those. I like his upside a lot. I think he's going to be a good running back for the Eagles. Now, wide receiver is an interesting position. Alshon Jeffery looked like he took a step back this year. Of course, he was injured for a little while. He just did not seem as good as he used to be. It seemed like he dropped some passes. He seemed kind of slow and sluggish. He definitely seems like he's regressing. Deshaun Jackson looked fine until he got hurt for the entire season, which was very unfortunate. Nelson Aguilar doing Aguilar-like things. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside didn't really live up to the draft pick yet. He could, of course, still develop into something. I still have faith in him because, obviously, he's very young. You can't really base a player just purely off their rookie season. That's just kind of unfair. I think Arcega-Whiteside definitely has some potential still. Shelton Gibson's on this team. And then Greg Ward, I mentioned earlier, played really well for just coming off the practice squad. I do like Greg Ward a lot. I definitely think he deserves a spot on the team the entire year next season. This offensive line is still one of the best in football. Jason Peters is still a top-end left tackle. Jason Kelsey, Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson, phenomenal players at their respective positions. And then Isaac Seumalo isn't too bad. 71 overall in the game, though. Could definitely improve him. I may even trade him. He's not bad in real life in my eyes, but I might trade him just because I think he's sort of expensive and he's really not that high of an overall. Yeah, his cap hit for the next few seasons is kind of large. I don't know. I may get rid of him. I'm not exactly sure just yet, but he's definitely the weakest link on the offensive line, and at least, you know, here in Madden, we have a bunch of players either above a 90 or near a 90 around him. We will have to get a new left tackle soon because Jason Peters typically retires. I'll probably keep him for this, final season, though, for him. Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, one of the best tight end duos in football. They are so good. Zach Ertz doesn't break any tackles ever. He broke, like, what, 2 this past year. He's usually good for 1 or 2 a season. Zach Ertz, though, very sure-handed. Dallas Goedert breaks far more tackles. He's a good tight end as well. I definitely like Dallas Goedert a lot. I like having 2 tight ends. The Eagles utilized them a ton this year, especially with their depleted wide receiver core. Defensively was kind of strange this year. It was very up and down. Sometimes they played insanely well. Other times, they got destroyed. It didn't really seem like there was any in between. They either played well or did not. Let's start off in the secondary, though. Malcolm Jenkins, one of the best players on this defense. 86 overall, strong safety. Definitely not a bad player, but he's getting old. He's already old, actually. He's like 31. He should begin to regress. He's going to regress horribly, actually. And I think he has a contract year sort of soon. Maybe we can try to ship him off that season or something. I'll keep him for this year, though, most likely. Rodney McLeod, I think I will try to trade. And I'll probably try to get a different safety at some other point. Ronald Darby, Avonte Maddox, Sidney Jones, Crevon LeBlanc, Rasul Douglas at corner. Honestly, Crevon LeBlanc seems like the best corner on this team, just based on what they've done this season. I don't really like any of these cornerbacks, man. Honestly, I'm okay with getting rid of, like, all of these guys. The thing is, they're all young. They all have a lot of potential. Ronald Darby probably won't be brought back to the team, though. Maybe we can try to draft a corner or something. I don't exactly know, but the strongest part of this team is definitely the defensive line. Brandon Graham, Malik Jackson, Timmy Jernigan, Fletcher Cox, the best player on this entire team, I'd argue, and Derek Barnett at, finishing out the defensive line. This unit is very good. A bit of age down here, though. Brandon Graham's going to regress, but he's still a freak. He's such a good edge rusher. Derek Barnett is good, but I feel like he commits some stupid penalties, some pretty costly penalties sometimes. But he's definitely good enough to stay on the team. Malik Jackson will probably be traded. Timmy Jernigan and Fletcher Cox will be the defensive tackles. Of course, I'm not getting rid of Fletcher Cox. He's like the best player on this team, like I just mentioned. The only X factor now, I mean, Zach Ertz had X factor at the beginning of the year, but that was downgraded to superstar recently. But Fletcher Cox, of course, one of the best defensive tackles in the entire NFL. And then the linebacking core is very weak here with Nathan Gary, Nigel Bradham, Kamu Grugier-Hill, the best kicking linebacker in football. I say that all the time. But we definitely have to look to upgrade linebacker. We have to look to upgrade secondary and wide receiver. Those are the biggest issues, I think, with this team. In simulation, we're probably going to have to upgrade running back, but I think I want Miles Sanders to start this year, just in case he does something. I just want to say, though, he probably won't do anything, because Madden Sim with poor running backs is just awful. If your running back isn't like an 83, 84 and above, they just don't perform well. At least from my experience. It could be very different for you guys, of course. But anyway, let's get into some trades. This isn't supposed to be realistic in any stretch of the imagination. So let's go and dismantle this team, starting with the wide receivers. A lot of money is here, and we're going to get rid of probably these top 3 guys, to be honest. Maybe try to trade for a different one if possible. I also never mentioned Andre Dillard. I sort of forgot about him just because he didn't play much recently. Didn't have the best rookie season, but he is here a backup left tackle. I may even be able to move him to guard and probably trade Seumalo. I think I'll do that. Yes, I'm trading with the division. I'm sorry if you don't like that, but Alshon Jeffrey, Isaac Seumalo going to the Redskins for their first rounder. I didn't really think that'd get accepted. I tried trades for similar overall players before and they were nowhere near, but Nelson Aguilar and Nigel Bradham will get me Will Fuller. I was a little surprised this actually went through as well. I didn't really want to get rid of Ronald Darby, but the thing is I'm not bringing him back anyway, so I'm actually okay with this. I'm getting rid of the first pick, like the Dolphins pick, but I think I could probably get this back with the Bears. I will try. And also, Jordan Howard's going back to the Bears. I didn't even put that one together. I'm sorry. Such a stupid trade, but Madden's such a stupid game. So, hopefully you guys don't care too much about that one. But I'm going to do my best to try to get this pick back again. So, I couldn't get back that draft pick, but I'm actually trading with the Dolphins here now. Rodney McLeod's heading over there for Jerome Baker. I know fans love him, but Hal Vitae is off the team now. He was just kind of expensive, and he's only a 66. He's going to the Bengals along with Corey Clements and a 3rd rounder next year for their 1st round draft pick. I'm giving 2 backup tight ends, Joshua Perkins and Richard Rodgers, to the Patriots for Jawan Bentley. I still have a little bit of trade value left on this team, so I'm using the most of it, getting another first rounder from the Giants, giving up Jalen Mills, Rasul Douglas, and a 5th this year. You know, I don't care that I get him all the time. It's this easy to trade for him. I'm just gonna do it. It's my favorite team, okay? Let me be. Deshaun Jackson, Duke Riley to the Colts for Quentin Nelson, who will probably just start at left guard. I don't know why I said probably. He's definitely going to start at left guard. This offensive line is insane right now. So this will be the team heading into the first season. Everything's finalized now. The wide receiver core looks awful, but honestly, it's okay. I think we can patch that in free agency in the draft and whatnot. Maybe I can even go ahead and trade for one next year or something. I just want to see how these guys play, to be honest. Like, Arcega-Whiteside has some potential, even though he's down to normal. He's still a rookie. Will Fuller's definitely not bad. He has a lot of potential. Greg Ward, I mean, he's a 69 in the game. Doesn't really have all that much potential here, but hopefully Carson Wentz can have a good season. I don't think the team will play well this year, though, and that's because Miles Sanders is at running back. Like I said before, if you have like a running back in the upper 70s, like low 80s, they don't play well, at least for me. Hopefully that's wrong here, because I really want Miles Sanders to turn out to be something, but I'll probably have to go ahead and sign a free agent or trade for one next year or something. But the defense definitely, I think, got better. We added 2 new linebackers. Jerome Baker kicked outside. Eddie Jackson's the new free safety. He's a massive improvement over Rodney McLeod. And then Jawan Bentley, Jerome Baker, definitely improvements over who we had before, over Nigel Bradham, and over Nathan Gary over there at right outside linebacker. So I think the team is actually pretty good looking. I'm going to change around the schemes a little bit, and I will see you at the midseason. So we have 2 breakout player challenges this week. Arcega-Whiteside has one, and so does Jerome Baker. I think they can both pretty easily get done here against the Falcons. Falcons are pretty good in simulation, but I feel like I have faith in the team to win this game, and neither of the players really have to do all that much. I think I'll have Arcega-Whiteside be the number 1, probably the slot receiver. I think that'll be more impactful. And then I'll make sure Jerome Baker is the number 1 sub linebacker. So we kind of got crushed that game. I guess I shouldn't have had faith in the team, but did Jerome Baker do one good thing? No. Really? He needed to get 1 tackle for loss, sack, you know, interception, forced fumble, anything like that. Or Arcega-Whiteside. Wait, he did it. Okay, awesome. He's up to star development. That's fine. Plus 10,000 experience. He's going to get a ton of experience points. That's a great start to the season. But let me check out how Jerome Baker played, because sometimes this game glitches a little bit. So if he actually got it, I will move him up to star. He did not get a tackle for loss. He did not get a sack. He probably didn't get a pick either. He did not. Probably no forced fumbles then. I'm hopeful. Please, now. Okay, we didn't get it with him. That sucks, but it's all good. All right, let's check out the record. 5-3. Okay, actually doing pretty well, but in second place behind the Cowboys, who are 5-1-1. The Giants 4-4, and the Redskins 2-6. What? I have the Giants and the Redskins draft picks, right? I think I have at least the Redskins. I don't remember if I finalized the trade with the Giants or not. I was trying out a lot of different teams. I don't exactly remember what happened. But here on offense, Arcega-Whiteside has the most experience points with 4. Probably has the most on the entire team. Defensively, yeah, we only have 1 going around for a couple of these guys. Let me actually move Arcega-Whiteside to the number 1. And then Will Fuller will be the 2 in the slot. I should have done that from the beginning, but it's whatever. He still has 4 experience points because of his breakout player challenge. Who has to come back to the team, though? I know Jason Peters is here. I probably won't negotiate with him because he's probably going to just retire. If he doesn't retire, I'd be down to bring him back again. I don't really know if I want Tim Jernigan. I feel like I can draft a replacement who would just be better. And this team doesn't have a ton of cap room. I feel like I have to bring back Boston Scott and Greg Ward, though. I don't know if I will. You know what? How much money do we have? We don't have like any money. I probably shouldn't be just spending money on positions, even if they're not that expensive. I probably just shouldn't be giving contracts to people unless I really need them. So I'm not going to do that. I love both of those players, of course. They're amazing, right? But we will simulate now after I scout. This is awesome. We did not make the playoffs. The record was 8-8. Okay, we did not play well the second half of the year. 12-3-1 for the Cowboys, wins the division. Alright, whatever. Carson Wentz led the league in passing yards, though. 28 touchdowns compared to 17 picks. Not the best season, but I do like the yards. I do like the touchdowns. Just way too many interceptions. You have to get those down. Miles Sanders was pretty awful, but I think if we add just an elite running back to this team, I think Carson Wentz will play even better then because, you know, the running back will take a lot of the pressure off of him. But like I said, Miles Sanders, I knew he wasn't going to play well. Will Fuller went absolutely off. He should go up in development 100%. Arcega-Whiteside also had a great rookie season. Nearly 100 catches for him, only 4 touchdowns, but 1,154 yards. Will Fuller gets 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Zach Ertz has a great season as well. Not many sacks allowed. This offensive line is balling. That's fine. 96 tackles for Sidney Jones leads the team. That's interesting. 16 tackles for loss for Fletcher Cox. We have 9 sacks for Fletcher Cox leading the team. 2 interceptions for Avonte Maddox, and then 1 for a whole ton of players down there. Defense didn't really seem too good at all. No defensive touchdowns, no safeties. 1 blocked kick for Jarrett Avery. 2 forced fumbles for Eddie Jackson. Both were recovered. Jawan Bentley also forced a fumble and recovered 1, so at least we're 100% in that department. But 11th on offense, pretty much all on the back of Carson Wentz there. And then 5th on defense. Okay, this defense was good in terms of yardage, but it didn't seem good in terms of just other things, to be honest. Carson Wentz is here at number 6 for MVP. That's cool to see at least. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Cam Newton. Carson Wentz at number 8. Defensive Player of the Year, Khalil Mack. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Daniel Jones. Miles Sanders is above Arcega-Whiteside. How? I don't get that. Marshawn Lynch, my favorite rookie, at number 6. Michael Crabtree, my second favorite rookie. This game's so bugged, it's unreal, huh? Defensive Rookie of the Year is Jelani Tavai. Nobody from the Eagles, that's whatever. Probably the worst possible Super Bowl here for me is happening. The Cowboys and the Patriots. I'd have no idea who to root for. That would be a really rough Super Bowl, honestly. I don't like the Patriots. I don't like the Cowboys, obviously. But the Cowboys will win 23-20. I think in that situation, I'd probably root for the Patriots. I'd rather just see them win another one than the Cowboys to win because, obviously, I hate the Cowboys. They're my least favorite team. That probably makes a lot of sense, though. But here on offense, Will Fuller has to have superstar, and he does. Arcega-Whiteside has 7 experience points, though. Okay, that's awesome. Like I mentioned before, Jason Peters retired, which is fine. I think Quentin Nelson will probably play left tackle. Andre Dillard will play left guard. That's fine by me. Defensively, I don't think anybody changed development. Right? I'm not missing out on anyone. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think anybody went up in development trait. All right, we'll have to, attend to the defense a little bit here. Try to get some more stars. I was hoping those linebackers would develop. Obviously, they're not the highest overall players, but usually it's pretty easy to mold a linebacker in simulations. That's what I was trying to do there. But we're probably not going to have any money at all, so we're going to have to rely heavily in the draft, which is what I expected. That's why I went after so many draft picks. I didn't think I'd have any money to sign anyone. Yeah, negative $8 million. We don't have anybody. The cap situation's so weird. I forgot to get rid of Andrew Luck. I'll make sure to go in and cut him from the Dolphins, but I'll take away his contract first to make sure they don't get any kind of penalty. Jadeveon Clowney is here, and I actually really want him. Derrick Henry I want so badly. Maybe I can go through and cut some players and see if I can maybe try to sign Derrick Henry. I don't think it'll be possible. I'm not even sure who I could cut. A lot of the players making a lot of money on this team are very needed to the team. So I don't think I'll really be able to go in and cut anybody. I think I'm actually just better off trading for a running back next year if that's even possible. I'm not even going to bother trying to cut anybody. It usually glitches out this screen anyway, so let's just go to the draft. Alright, we're loading into the draft now, and some of these players look nuts. Like, some of the players later in the draft look so good. And I'm actually really excited to get there. The top player on my entire board, though, is a wide receiver. But let's simulate one by one. Let's see who goes number 1 overall. It's a left tackle, Barry House, 76 overall. And the Bears take a left guard, Jonathan Peppers. Alright, well, at pick number 3, I may trade down, but I may just go with this receiver. I'll have to see what the trade down offers are looking like. But Evan Denton looks unbelievable. Maybe the best player in the class. I think the best player is actually going to be this quarterback, who I really don't need, but my lord, Steven Estes is stupidly good. He'd be so fun to draft if I'm actually using this team. This outside linebacker looks very, very good. But the thing is, he's supposed to go early first at the top. That's probably when he's going to get picked, but his talent is mid first, meaning it's a bit of a reach to take him in the early, but, he could have superstar development or something, so you never really know. There's a middle linebacker who I'm looking at as well. Also looks pretty good. Another good left tackle, along with that one who went earlier. A lot of really nice players in this class, but the first player on my board is going to be this wide receiver, okay? So let's see if I want to trade down at all. I'm not going to trade down because I think the Cardinals will take him if I don't take him now, so let's just go ahead and take him. Evan Denton, welcome to the team. 77 overall hidden development, ranked number 2 in the entire class. Looks very nice, 91 speed and acceleration. Not bad catching, but not fantastic either. 77 for him, 87 catch in traffic, which is actually really good. 88 spectacular catch, 79 short route running. Okay, this guy could be our slot receiver for the year. I know Will Fuller just went off in that role, but Evan Denton I think can do just as well. And I feel like he has more potential to develop. It took me a while, but I figured out a trade up. I'm giving the Raiders Jarrett Avery. I know he just kind of came over to the Eagles, but he's a backup player. It's not really that big of a deal. And our 19th overall pick for the 6th overall pick. And here it'll probably say a reach, but I don't think he would have lasted until 12. I'm sure one of those other teams would have taken him because he's projected at the top to go early first round, meaning he'll probably go top 10. His talent is mid first round. That's why I'm taking him over Deontay Crocker. Crocker has better top 3 skills, but the gem at the bottom I think is more important. So Cedric Gill, welcome to the team. 74 overall hidden is definitely not bad. I imagine the other guy's probably like a 72 or 73. Probably not that big of a difference, but this guy's definitely going to get a ton of play time. He'll probably even be our middle linebacker just to make him as involved as possible. Hopefully he can win Defensive Rookie of the Year and just go off for us. Also, the annoying thing is that there's no good corners in this class, so I couldn't really address that, which is very unfortunate. But I think with this pick, I'm going strong safety. It's going to be Nathan Buckner. For the same logic as before, he's supposed to go mid-first round at the bottom there. This guy's supposed to go late. So I think Nathan Buckner will be better, even though the top 3 skills look a little bit better for Hakeem Watson. But Buckner, welcome to the team. 75 overall hidden development trait. That was a great pick as well. I'm excited to have him on the squad. I think this means I trade Malcolm Jenkins, probably trying to get a running back. I'm in a pretty weird position right now, right? Because I could potentially trade this pick away to try to get a good running back. I actually may try to test that out, because there's 2 guys I want in the second round. I don't necessarily need them both. I think they're both going to be really good. I may be able to trade up in the second round as well. But let's try to offer Malcolm Jenkins here along with the 16th overall pick and see who I can get. My choice is Nick Chubb. So I'm getting Nick Chubb by giving away the 16th overall pick, Nathan Gary, and Malcolm Jenkins. We are now simulating to pick number 19 in the second round. And I'm actually really excited to take the player I have in mind. I have 2 players in mind. One of them went. I actually wanted the other guy a lot more than this guy, but it's okay. I will still take this man. We may have to trade up again, though, to get Josh Ford, because I do need another defensive tackle. The other guy I wanted was going to be so good. I'm kind of upset that he's no longer here, but it's fine. Camille Harold is going to be great. Probably normal development. Yeah, but he's a 77. Ranked number 3 in the entire class. He is starting 100%, and we're going to move Quentin Nelson to left guard, probably move that guy, no, Quentin Nelson to left tackle, sorry, probably move that guy to left guard. Yes, I'm trading up a lot in this draft. I don't really care, though. Andre Dillard and a 4th rounder going to the Chiefs for that second round draft pick. We no longer need Andre Dillard since we just just since we drafted that right guard. Now, sitting by the Chargers pick, hopefully they don't take the defensive tackle. They do not. They go Jimmy Mooney, and this guy I'm guessing is going to be like a 74. I hope he has a hidden development trait, though. Josh Ford or Myron Graves, but Josh Ford looks a lot better. His talent is first round. We're going with him. 72 overall, ranked number 23. Took him at 53. Still a great draft pick. He will definitely come in and start. And I feel like if that other defensive tackle is available in the 3rd round, I'll take him. I doubt he will be, though. Let's just give it one quick check to see if he is here. He is not, but there's a 6th round running back who I'm not going to take just now. I almost just want to take that guy just to finish this draft off. When is he supposed to go? 4th round. It's going to be a bit of a reach, but I don't really care. 65 overall. He was the last guy on my draft board, so I'm going to send him to the end now. You know, I think I played that draft super well, because we got a ton of new starters, right? We have a new starting receiver, new starting linebacker, new starting safety, new starting guard, and new starting defensive tackle, along with Nick Chubb. So I think that was a phenomenal draft. Let me go check out the rest of these players, though. I forgot to do that. Who was ranked number 1 in the class? I think we have the number 2 ranked player, who's also tied with that wide receiver. So 77 was number 2. Number 1's probably this quarterback. It is not actually. It's Martell Morris. I almost drafted this guy, but I didn't because I decided to trade for a running back I knew would be good. This guy did look extremely talented. I wonder what his development is, though. If it's X Factor, I'm going to be kind of upset. It's just star. Okay, I'm actually really happy I didn't take him then, because he would have been the starting running back, and I doubt he would have developed into much. But what is that quarterback's overall? I need to know. He's a 76 overall, but he has 88 speed. 87 acceleration, 86 agility. Pretty good looking throwing stats as well. This guy seems awesome. With just star, that's kind of disappointing, but still, very good looking player. This offense is looking so deadly with some of these new additions. Nick Chubb fits in so nicely, being a superstar, along with like most of this offense here. We have Harold now starting at left guard. Camille Harold, the only normal development guy starting here on the offense, but that's fine. I don't think offensive linemen can go up in development. I've read that somewhere in the comments, and I also don't think I've ever seen it happen, so it makes sense to me. We have a fantastic backup right guard. It's Dallas Goedert. He can also, pass catch pretty well. But we also drafted Denton at wide receiver number 2, Evan Denton. He's going to be the slot as well. Will Fuller went off in that position last year, and I think Denton can do just as well. And if he does and has superstar or something, this could be a crazy season. Arcega-Whiteside slid down to the 3. He's still very good at an 81, but I think Denton has more potential as of now. And then defensively, we slid Bentley out to left outside linebacker. Gill moved to middle where he went down in overall, but he now fits the scheme. He actually didn't fit the scheme at outside linebacker. Buckner is now starting at strong safety. Ford is starting at defensive tackle number 2. I'd say that this side of the ball got worse. Overall-wise, I'm pretty certain it did. I don't remember what our overall was last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did get worse, because we did lose Tim Jernigan and we lost Malcolm Jenkins, who were both starters, and we didn't replace them with players who were better. But I think at least Buckner can live up to the potential of Malcolm Jenkins. I don't think Ford will really get that high of an overall, but of course we'll see, and I think Gill will actually be a monster. Even just having star development. Middle linebackers develop super well this year, especially if they're the main sub linebacker, and if they're a rookie, like it's almost guaranteed that they're going to go up in development in some way. It happens like all the time. But let's now simulate. Let's see what the record's all about. I'm actually expecting big things from this team. All right, tell me we're having a pretty good season, please. We are 3-5. How is this team 3-5? I've been getting so unlucky lately in Madden, and it's pissing me off. This player has X Factor, though. Oh my. Okay, that kind of makes up for it. I don't really care what the record's all about now. This wide receiver core transformed so much in 1 year. Okay, I'm probably going to spend my experience points right now to try to be as good as possible. This middle linebacker has superstar, and this safety has star. Oh, this draft was phenomenal. So if you think about it, in the draft, we landed an X Factor, a superstar, a star, and technically another superstar since we have Nick Chubb now. This team is so good, I don't get why they're not playing well. But we will definitely check who has to come back to the team. Let me spend the coach experience first, though. I'm probably going to go into wide receiver, so let me actually save it for like another week or two. Who has to come back to the team? Eddie Jackson's the top free agent. I definitely want him. I hope we have the money for this. I would like Will Fuller as well. Derek Barnett, I would like to bring him back, but I want to prioritize these top 2 guys first. And I should probably bring back Sidney Jones. He's actually not horrible. We have Ryan Fitzpatrick on the team. That's cool. How much money do we have, though? $31.7 million. Okay, I think we can at least get these top 2 guys. We can probably get everybody who I want. Of course, Eddie Jackson wants a bigger salary. I'll try to get that done, though. But Will Fuller, oh, this is a big contract. I think he's worth it, though. He went off last year. He's very talented. He's coming back to the team. Derek Barnett, Sidney Jones, and Eddie Jackson are the last few I want. I actually don't know if I can get all these guys. I want to prioritize getting Eddie Jackson first. I'm sure I can get at least Derek Barnett or Sidney Jones, but I just want to get Eddie Jackson back on the team before I do anything else. Eddie Jackson is also coming back to the team. Good to see. Who would I rather have between Derek Barnett and Sidney Jones? Honestly, I don't know. How much money do we have? I think we may be able to actually get both of these guys. Let's just give Barnett a longer deal, free up a little bit more cap room. Of course, the salary needs improvement. Okay, Sidney Jones, are you going to be cooperative here? I don't think we're going to have enough, actually, to get both of these guys. Hold on. This is going to be close. Definitely be close. Sidney Jones is coming back to the team, though. I'll take that. Crayvon LeBlanc's not too bad either, but there's a really nice-looking corner in the class, and I really want to draft him. Derek Barnett is also coming back to the team. We won't have, like, any money to spend in free agency, but that's fine. We also have a breakout player challenge, and once again, it is Arcega-Whiteside. So he could go up to superstar development potentially, which is actually really, really big. It's actually kind of difficult to get this upgrade, though. He needs 3 touchdowns or 150 plus yards. I really don't see that happening, but I will throw him into a bigger role here for this game. I'll throw him as the slot receiver and probably the number 2 as well. I highly doubt he got it. No, he didn't. Okay, that's fine. I didn't really think he would. We got kind of crushed that game, which is very fun. Please show me a playoff berth. Come on. No, we didn't make it. We finished 8-8. The Redskins went 9-5-2. What a strange record. Oh my god, I hate simulating. I just do. It's so unfortunate, man. It's so unforgiving. Carson Wentz, 4,300 yards, 34 touchdowns, almost 4,400 yards, 14 interceptions. A really solid year. I wish his picks were lower, but yardage and touchdowns a massive improvement from last year. Actually, I think yardage went down a little bit, but still, overall quarterback play went up. Nick Chubb, great acquisition to the team, over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Evan Denton went off his rookie year. That's phenomenal. Will Fuller also played super well. 9 touchdowns for Zach Ertz down there, 4 for Arcega-Whiteside and Nick Chubb. Not many sacks at all let up. Quentin Nelson transitioned well to left tackle. Could usually happen in Madden. 119 tackles for Cedric Gill. 10 tackles for loss, 1 interception. Very solid rookie year. Hopefully that's enough, though, for Defensive Rookie of the Year. 17 tackles for loss for Fletcher Cox. 8.5 sacks leads the team. Sharif Miller got 7. I don't know why he got so many, but okay. 3 picks for Jarrett Bentley, 2 for Sidney Jones, TJ Green, and Avonte Maddox, 1 for Gill, Eddie Jackson, Cravon LeBlanc, Nathan Buckner, and TJ Edwards. Why did Sharif Miller play so much? We don't have any defensive touchdowns, no safeties, no blocked kicks. We didn't get any forced fumbles either, but, you know, Sharif Miller wasn't even in any of, like, the rush end spots or anything like that, but I don't know. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. MVP, though, was Tom Brady. Carson Wentz at number 5. Okay, at least he's on the list. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Alvin Kamara. Or Kamara, whatever. I think it's Kamara. I just kind of fluctuate all the time. Carson Wentz, though, at number 6. Not too bad. Wait, who was that? Kyle Allen at number 7. All right. Defensive Player of the Year is Khalil Mack. Nobody from the Eagles. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Evan Denton, our X-Factor receiver, wins it. I was spending my experience points throughout the season, so he won't get as many as usual, but still, that should be great. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Cedric Gill. Nathan Buckner at number 2, though. I think I would have rather had Buckner win that since Gill already has Superstar. Josh Ford, though, at number 5. That was our defensive tackle. Okay, so this season may not have went well in the record department, but it did definitely go well for development's sake. The Browns and the Saints here are in the Super Bowl. I think the Browns are going to win. They're usually very good in Madden, so don't like to bet against them. And they do win, 24-21. This is an 88 overall team. They went 8-8. I guess it's fitting, but they should have done so much better. Nobody on the offense is up in development, but dude, like, look at this offense. How is this not good enough to make it to the playoffs at least? This is unbelievable. Defensively, again, nobody went up. Actually, no, I lied. Jarrett Bentley. I always miss someone somehow, but Jarrett Bentley is up in development. Gill has 3 more experience points. Man, this team is looking so good. They have to make the playoffs next year, man. We need a new edge rusher to replace Brandon Graham at some point. Maybe we can try to draft one. I don't exactly know. But who else is here in free agency? We do have Josh Sweat, who's actually not that bad. He could come down and play, but I'd rather just get somebody really good at this point, just because it's kind of late in the video. Of course, we'll see, though, who's available. We probably don't have any money to spend in free agency, though. Yeah, negative. That's usually what the Eagles are all about. Juju Smith-Schuster would have been a cool player. Chris Godwin would have been a cool player. He's not getting any offers. I don't really think I need him, though. I really don't think I would have went after him. Chidobe Awuzie would have been okay. Actually, would have been a very good player to go after. Richard Sherman's also not bad. We need another cornerback. There's a very nice-looking corner in this class, though, who I'm excited to draft. So I'm actually okay with our cornerback situation for now. All right, we do not have many picks in this draft, but that's fine. I think we will have to trade up. Somebody relocated, probably the Chargers. But let me see when this corner is supposed to go. From the top 3 skills, this guy looked like one of the best players in the entire class. Also, there's this receiver who looks so good. I don't need him. Cameron Williams, though, he's massive. He looks super good. But let's check out this corner. This guy right here. Tevin Buchanan. Mid-first rounder, but his talent is early first rounder. There's this guy as well. Also early first round talent. They both look very good. I think I'd probably go Tevin Buchanan, though, based on his top 3 skills. He looks so good. Let me sift through the draft class a little bit, though. I didn't really look at it too much. Okay, we definitely have to trade up at some point. I don't know exactly when, though. I'm not sure how much trade value I even have. All right, we are trading up to pick number 9. And I am still retaining my first round draft pick this year. I'm giving up my first next year and a third next year. I think those should both be pretty bad. But let's simulate to our pick. One of the corners should be available. I'm actually thinking they both may still be available. I hope so, at least. I couldn't really trade up much further than this. So let's see. They are both still available. So I can just pick which one I want. And I think I want Tevin Buchanan. This guy's a slightly better 40 time. 4.32 speed compared to 4.36 speed. But Buchanan's top 3 skills look better. Welcome to the team. 76 overall hidden development trait. Ranked number 5th in the entire class. Ranked number 5th. That sounded weird. Ranked number 5. 94 speed, 92 acceleration, 86 agility. Good zone coverage, good press coverage, awful man coverage. But that's fine. We run a zone scheme, so he actually fits it. And now we can simulate to pick number 16. And here, if the player is available, I actually don't know exactly who I want, but I'm looking for maybe an edge rusher, if possible. There's this guy down here who I really want to take. There's also that 4th rounder who I really want. I probably can't get them both unless I take one now, which I may actually do if there's nobody else good. Yeah, there's not really anybody else notable here. I could trade this pick away, get like maybe a 2nd rounder this year or something next year. That's probably the best bet. That's a 2nd this year, 2nd next year, 5th this year. I'll take it. Why not, I guess. Picking up a second-round draft pick next year, that's okay. Let's sim now to the second round. Well, I'll be probably taking both of those defensive ends. I may even start one if they're actually good enough. I'm actually looking to trade Brandon Graham this year. He's down to an 82 and is still making so much money. I think at this point in real life, I'm pretty sure he'd still be pretty good, but he's not that great right now in the game. They are both still here. I don't know anything about either of these guys. I kept auto-scouting on the entire time. But I think just because this guy has a 7.1 combine grade, he looks insane. So let's go with him first. Oh my. Oh my, he was ranked number 1? You are kidding me. This guy was ranked number 1. We just blindly took the best player in the entire class. I'm done, dude. I can't top that. There's no chance I will ever top that draft pick, I don't think. That was insane. In the middle of the second round. Let's go with this other guy now just to see what he's all about. It's always good to get defensive lineman depth. He's still here. Jeff Beal. 72 is not even bad at all. Ranked 16th. Those guys were both absolute steals. But of course the first guy, the biggest steal of the draft, probably by a mile. Wow, I can't believe that guy slid to the late second round, middle second round whenever we took him. That's unbelievable. Alright, well after that 72 overall, we got, 2 players in the 50s, 2 players in the 60s. Alright. So we have the top player in the class, but is anybody tied with him? Nobody is tied with him, so we just got the pure number 1 ranked player in the entire class. There's 2 77s though. Where's that other corner? It's this guy. So we really could not have went wrong with either of them. They're both like the same speed, same acceleration. Can this guy cover any better though? He's definitely a better coverage guy. If you look at man and zone, our guy is really just a zone dude. His man isn't too good. But what's his development trait for this guy? Star. Okay, hopefully we got a better corner. If not, then I don't think we made a poor choice. I don't really think anyone can argue that since they're the same overall, and if they end up with the same development trait, it's not that big of a deal. This class did look really good, though. I can't believe we got the number 1 ranked player by taking him blindly. That's awesome. I really wanted to trade Brandon Graham, but I'm in the point where every single team is in negative cap aside from like 3, and those 3 teams really weren't interested in him. It's fine though, we'll make it work. This team is an 89 overall, 95 offense, 84 defense. If this team doesn't make the playoffs, I really don't know what else to do. I honestly don't. It's not like I could change much about this team. I can't go ahead and trade for anyone because everybody is in a really bad cap situation like I said before. But here's the offense. It looks so good. This team should be putting up so many points and hopefully holding the defenses now. I moved Brandon Graham to defensive tackle, so now we have a better defensive tackle duo. Shepard is now starting at left end. This guy is going to be a freak, I think. I can't wait to see what his development is. Buchanan's also going to be the number 2 corner. I think he's going to develop into something. He's also the nickel corner for us. I think that can work pretty well. And then the rest of the team is, pretty much the same. Hopefully Gil can progress even further. And I think this team can do a lot of damage. And I just really hope Madden Sim is on my side here. This is nice and interesting. Will Fuller is a breakout player challenge. Always cool to see. I think he can go up to X Factor then. He has to do a ton though. Isn't it like 200 something yards or 4 touchdowns? There's no chance he does this. I'm not even going to really bother with it. There's no way. 4+ touchdowns or 200+ yards? Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to happen. We are 3-4. All right, whatever. 7-1 for the Cowboys, man. I don't know what to do differently. I think this team is amazing. Honestly, one of the better teams I've had in a long time. There is not one hole on this team in my opinion, but whatever. Defensively, this guy, they both have superstar. Are you kidding me, man? I have drafted extremely well. And it just doesn't seem like it's going to matter because this team just does not want to play well. That's phenomenal. Let's upgrade some players, maybe try to bring some guys back. I'll try to go another season if my cap situation permits. Because the Eagles have a really bad cap situation. A lot of their players are so expensive. So we have Quentin Nelson, Nick Chubb, Jason Kelsey, Zach Ertz, Juwan Bentley. A lot of these guys I want. Okay, well, how much money do we have? Give it to me. We don't have nearly enough. I will start trying to bring back everybody I can, but we're not going to have nearly enough money to get all of these really important players. Hey, let's see if Will Fuller did it. I highly doubt it. Yeah, okay, I didn't think so. That would have been insane to get 200 yards in simulation like that. Oh, he's also frustrated. That's awesome. Arcega-Whiteside can go up in development again. I'm not going to mess with the depth chart. Let's just see if he can do it at the number 3. Really doubt it, but I like the way the wide receivers are playing right now. I mean, we're on We won that last game. Okay, every time I feel like I change the receivers, they lose. I'm not trying to jinx this team, all right? But anyway, I tried to bring back a lot of these guys. Like, almost all of them said that they liked the salary and the length. Yeah, so Juwan Bentley, Jason Kelsey, and Nick Chubb all said they like the salary and the length, but not the bonus. So I was trying to bring these guys back. I could maybe get, like, 2 of them. I don't think I'll be able to get all 3. I still have to improve the bonus on Nick Chubb. Oh, my. Jason Kelsey's coming back to the team. Okay, let's try to get Nick Chubb. I also brought back Dallas Goedert instead of Zach Ertz. I just figured Goddard's much younger and cheaper, so I figured why not. Let's see if Arcega-Whiteside did it. I doubt it, but who knows? Wait, he did it? Oh, wait, I don't think so. Never mind. He said I'm proud of my performance, so I thought that meant he did it. But let's see if we can get back Nick Chubb. I really hope we can. He's coming back to the team. Okay. Can we get Juwan Bentley now? All right, cool. We got everybody who I wanted, really. I mean, Avonte Maddox is still pretty good. Jerome Baker would be nice as well. Jerome Baker is actually not super expensive. Who would I rather have, him or Avonte Maddox? Probably Avonte Maddox. He's going to play a little bit more in simulation, so I'll take Avonte Maddox back on the team. Also, I absolutely love Zach Ertz. I really do. He's a great player, but yeah, we can't bring him back. Okay, I love Zach Ertz. I just felt like it was smarter to bring back Dallas Goedert instead, in case I have to go another year. We finally made the freaking playoffs, going 11-5, getting a wild card spot, 8-7-1 for the Falcons. We come in second place in the division behind the Cowboys once again, 7-9 for the Redskins, 5-11 for the Giants down there. All right. Carson Wentz leads the league, I think, for like the 3rd year, maybe? It's close. It's definitely close, but he leads the league in passing this year. 37 touchdowns, 12 picks. Definitely his best season. He went off this year. This could be MVP, but I don't think it will be. Nick Chubb, over 1,000 yards, 5.2 yards per carry. We need to get him more touches, though. He could be going absolutely off. He did have a crazy year, 11 touchdowns as well, but gotta bump that up, man. We gotta get him to like 1,600 yards or so. Evan Denton, our X Factor on offense. He's very clearly an X Factor, my lord. 88 catches, 1,326 yards, 15 receiving touchdowns. Zach Ertz almost gets 1,000 yards with 8 touchdowns. Will Fuller almost gets 1,000 yards with 7 touchdowns. Arcega-Whiteside gets 4 touchdowns down there. Probably the worst year from the offensive linemen, but still not even that bad. 116 tackles here for Gill, leading the team once again. 14 tackles for loss for Fletcher Cox, 13 for Derek Barnett. We have a player with 10.5 sacks. It's Willie Shepard, the rookie. 5 interceptions for Sidney Jones. Oh, this defense is balling. 2 for Juwan Bentley, Eddie Jackson, Nathan Buckner, and Cedric Gill. We have 1 for Jerome Baker, Tevin Buchanan, and Avonte Maddox. No defensive touchdowns. No safeties. No blocked kicks. I think it's the same exact thing that happened last year, but we do have a forced fumble. Was it recovered? No, that's lame. But we were 3rd in the NFL in offense. Need a better running game. It's not even like we need a better running game. We need to get the running back more handoffs. But 26th on defense. That's not good. MVP goes to Baker Mayfield. Carson Wentz, though, at number 4. He was close. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Ezekiel Elliott. Carson Wentz at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year, Ryan Shazier wins that one. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Cooper Ott. And Defensive Rookie of the Year is Tevin Buchanan, the corner. I actually thought it was going to be Willie Shepard. He's at number 3, though, but Buchanan could possibly go up to X Factor, which could be really big for us heading into next season. Let's spend this coach experience and then see if we can take down the Falcons. If this team loses the first game in the playoffs, I'm going to be so mad. Dude, we're a 91, 96 offense, 87 defense. Come on. One of the best teams I've built in some time. The Falcons are a 79. It's very like Madden, though, to have me lose this game. It really is. Let's hop into it, though. Let's start advancing, and we win by 2 points. Oh, my. Okay, I'm not going to hop into any of these games unless we make the Super Bowl, just because I really do think we'll make the playoffs again next year. At least I hope so. This team is so good. I guess I shouldn't take it for granted, but whatever. 81 overall for the Rams. I just don't really feel like hopping into the playoff games. I don't know. It's kind of, I just like hopping into the Super Bowl. I don't know. It's like it being like a little special occasion kind of thing. And we win that game too, 28-21. Okay, and the Packers are up next. 84 overall for them, the best team we've taken on so far in the playoffs. Come on, we can do this. Let me upgrade the players, make the team as good as possible, and we're going to simulate straight into the Super Bowl, where we should be in it. We are the better team, but of course that doesn't always matter. Games are not won on paper. I say that all the time, but let's see if we are in the Super Bowl, and we are against the Bills. Let's upgrade some more players, make the team as good as it can possibly be. Also, let me check out development trade upgrades before I actually hop into the game. The team's a 92, 96 offense, 88 defense. Carson Wentz, X Factor? He is an X Factor. Zach Ertz is also back up to X Factor, but he is not on the team anymore. Does he have Mossed? Oh, he has Mossed. Make 30+ yard catches. I need to try to activate that if possible. Carson Wentz has Bazooka, which is fun. Okay, so on defense, anybody go up in development trade here? Jerome Baker did. He is now up to star development, unless that happened before and I didn't notice. I don't think it did, though. But, okay, let's hop into the game. See if we can beat the Bills. I will try to play a bit of this one here. Yeah, this is never fun. We hopped in and the team is getting crushed. 24-7. We can't do anything on this defense. Gonna run the football though here with Nick Chubb. Lower your shoulder. Let's get it, bud. I'm gonna hurry up though. Try to score as quickly as possible. Denton! Score this touchdown! No, he's not gonna score it, but gets very close to it down at the 1 yard line. This should be a touchdown though. Dallas Goedert's got the touchdown on the fullback dive. Alright, come on, we can make this comeback. This should be a sack. It's going to be. Let's go. It's a fumble. We couldn't pick up the fumble. 65 picks it up, though, and we will get the ball back again, down by 10. I have faith in the team. I think we got this. That's a great throw by Carson Wentz to Zach Ertz with the stiff arm as well. We're driving, man. Let's keep it going. We're scoring a touchdown on this drive, and we're going to make another stop. I'm calling it. I'm going to throw it to him. He should be open in the end zone. Make this catch. Arcega-Whiteside. What a grab. Falling down. Possession catch. What a dot by Carson Wentz as well. Perfect play call against a cover 2. That's an excellent tackle there by Avonte Maddox. Wow, Devin Singletary shifty. Very hard to bring down in the open field. And that was maybe a touchdown saving tackle. I feel like we could have caught up to him, but would have been very close. Here we go. 3rd and 4 though. Let's make a stop. I feel like we got this. It's open in the flats. Make the play. No, 37. I think it's the first down. Yeah, they're going to give him 5 yards there. This is going to be a screen pass. The pressure almost gets back there. Devin Singletary breaking off of a tackle attempt and then getting ripped down by his face mask. Let's make a play. Defense, please. It's going to be a run play. And that's going to be a touchdown. I think it is. He rolls over number 99, Shepard, who actually just was, penalized there for the face mask. Doesn't make up for it very well, and they go up by 10 once again. There's still 8 minutes left, though. I'm not obviously losing faith yet. No, I couldn't get the throw off. He fumbles. Are you kidding me? I thought I had that lofted to Zach Ertz all day. Obviously, I recognize the blitz because Wentz identifies them. That's what the little exclamation point over their heads meant. I don't know if I'll show any of that, but I think it's a superstar ability. I thought I could loft it. Man, Wentz has fumbling issues in real life, and they're coming into effect here. Devin Singletary up the middle. We're going for the strips. I think this game is done for. All right, potentially the final play of the game. Can we do it? Can we do it? Those players are blitzing there. I can see who it is. Let's pass block Myles Gaskin. See if we can hit Denton. Make the catch. Denton can't do it. One of our best offensive playmakers drops the ball there. Now it's a tough one to make. The game's over. How much money do we have in cap room? We are already negative, so I'm screwing this. And we're going to franchise tag Zach Ertz for another season. I can't bring in anybody in free agency anyway, so why not make us even more negative? I like the team. I'm trying to keep the original roster back up again. Negative $14 million after that. That's fine. Jair Alexander, the top player. I would have wanted him, but there is no chance we were getting him. So that's alright. It's not a big deal. Let's hop into the draft here, where I've actually scouted absolutely nobody. We don't even have a first-round draft pick this year, which is fun. But who's available anyway? This corner is probably one of the better players in the class. Oh my combine, dude. Casey Thurmond is a freak. Tommy Fenton also looks super good. I think this guy's going to be something. Randall Curtis. Looks like he may have won the Heisman or something there. Player skipping the combine, always nice to see, but he's not that good. What? Who is this guy? Luke Leary, late 2nd rounder? He's the man I'm targeting, all right? We're going to get the replacement for Carson Wentz. Now, Carson's going to still start this next game. This next season, I should say. I'm not going to trade into the first round. We may be able to get this guy in the second. Probably not, actually. The more that I think about it. Clyde Cheeks just went. That's one of the best players in the class. He looks phenomenal. Oh, this quarterback's still available. This guy's going to be so good, man. 75. But he has normal development, ranked number 8. 90 short accuracy. 89 throw power, 78 deep, 83 medium. Reminds me of like an Alex Smith kind of player. He's a lot slower though, I should say. Alex Smith could definitely move. He didn't have 64 speed, but seems very conservative with the football. Doesn't have the best throw power. I think he's a pretty good player. He's going to be a good backup if we ever need him to play. And now, with the 31st pick in the second round, we are going to go with some random person. Let me find him. Oh, this middle linebacker looks pretty alright. Kevin Pitts. Be a good backup middle linebacker. That's probably going to be the selection here. Oh, look at this corner. C-FF. I feel like I'm better than that. That's definitely not true. I'm not better than that. This guy's probably in the 70s. He is most certainly in the 70s. I'm sure he's a higher overall than that middle linebacker, but I still think I'm going to take the middle linebacker. Yeah, let's just take that middle linebacker, dude. He looks pretty good. There's this guy down here who also looks alright. No, actually, he's not that good. He's supposed to go in the 5th round. Kevin Pitts, welcome to the team here. 70 overall, but does have hidden. I will take that. He's a good backup. So after that 70 overall player, we really didn't get anybody notable. They're all in the 50s. Who was the top-ranked player in the class, though? It was a tie. Tanner Adcock, great name, and Casey Thurman. Here's that corner. 78 overall for this guy. 93 speed, 94 acceleration, really good jumping, good agility, good man coverage. He only had star development, but he's still a very good cornerback. Who was the other guy? It's a left tackle. What's he all about? Hidden development for this man. 6'8", I think that said. 6'6", sorry. Very good looking left tackle. Let's check out his development quickly. He also had star development, very common for offensive linemen this year. Nice looking defensive tackle in the 2nd round. All 3 of these players went in the 2nd round. Wow. 2 of them are running backs too. Kai Burrell. Normal development for him, but looks very good. Jarrett Murphy. Hidden development. 91 speed. And this guy has 93 speed. He can move. Stephon Collins. He's a really cool looking running back. I didn't expect this to happen, but Jason Kelsey retired. Pretty sure I brought him back, so he should be there. I don't think he's in free agency somewhere or on another team. And we didn't bring back Brandon Graham, or he may have just retired. I don't know exactly what happened, but I decided not to bring him back. He was probably like a 75 overall anyway, so Ford's going to start again there. And then our center is a 63. So, I don't know. I think this team can still do pretty well, though. Hopefully the final season isn't a flop after that intense Super Bowl. But I will see you guys at the end of the year. That's what I like to see. We made the playoffs again. The team went 11-5, but this time it's a first-round bye. 9-7 for the Cowboys, 7-9 for the Giants and Redskins. Okay. Carson Wentz, 6th in the NFL in passing this year. 35 touchdowns to 8 picks, though. 73% completion percentage. Dominant season. He's going off. Nick Chubb got more handoffs. 1,237 yards, 7 touchdowns for him. 8 touchdowns for Miles Sanders. Not bad at all. Carson Wentz gets 2. Evan Denton was one of the best draft picks I've had in a pretty long time, to be honest. He's phenomenal. 81 catches, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. Zach Ertz gets 10 more touchdowns. Will Fuller, 848 yards down there. We don't have many offensive linemen at all, but that's fine. Look at the center. Only letting up 4 sacks, being like a 63. Let's go. 118 tackles for Cedric Gill. 18 tackles for loss for Willie Shepard. 17 for Fletcher Cox. 14 for Derek Barnett, who has 14 sacks. What a year. 8 for Fletcher Cox. 2 picks for Eddie Jackson, 1 for Sidney Jones and Avonte Maddox. We only had 4 all season, whereas last year, Sidney Jones had 5 on his own. We still managed to get a defensive touchdown, though. No safeties. 1 blocked kick by Jeff Beal. 2 forced fumbles by Tevin Buchanan, 1 for Willie Shepard and Nathan Buckner. And 2 fumble recoveries. Okay. So 4th in the NFL on offense. Nice to see. Defensively, 7th. There we go. Both top 10. That's awesome. Deshaun Watson, MVP. Carson Wentz should be in this list, and he is at number 8. What's this quarterback up to now? He's an 83. Good for him. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Aaron Rodgers. Hold on. I didn't mean to do that. Carson Wentz at number 3, though. Defensive Player of the Year, Fred Warner. Surprised he hasn't won it more, to be honest. Fred Warner's a beast. Derek Barnett at number 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Tommy Fenton. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Gil Sherwood. Best quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, but Carson Wentz right behind him. Best running back, Alvin Kamara. Really? No Nick Chubb in this list. Alright, I guess that's interesting. The NFC has so many good running backs, though. It's unbelievably stacked here. Like, all of these guys are so good. It's crazy. The AFC has some talented running backs, of course, but, man, I feel like the NFC is just... I feel like they're a bit stronger. At least in Madden simulation, they seem stronger. Like, Ito Smith, he's not bad, but, I mean, Ito Smith at number 8, when you look at this NFC side, it's, like, completely stacked. The lowest overall is an 87, I want to say. That's crazy. Best wide receiver is Devontae Adams. Evan Denton at number 2, though. Best offensive lineman is Zach Martin, Quentin Nelson at number 2. We also have Brandon Brooks at number 4, Lane Johnson at number 6. We're running that department. Derek Barnett, best defensive lineman. Love to see that. Fletcher Cox at number 4. Best linebacker is Fred Warner. Best defensive back, Nikel Roby-Coleman. Best kicker, Jake Elliott. The best Elliott in the NFC East, of course. Let's very quickly go over the experience points before I actually go ahead and spend them. We have 4 for that center, which is nice. We have 2 for Denton over there. And then defensively, we have 2 for a couple guys. Alright, well, I'm expecting a few development trade upgrades after this season, but let's upgrade the team and then start simulating. I'm not going to bother with my coach experience. Our backup middle linebacker is up to a 76. That's pretty cool. But we have to go up against the Seahawks, which just happened today in real life for me. And, of course, the Eagles lost. I'm still not over it. 91 overall for us, 83 overall for them. Can we make it to the conference championship? No, we cannot. Thanks for watching. No, I'm kidding. What if I just ended it that quick? We cannot make it to the conference championship. It's whatever. 24-21. We just barely lose. Let's sim to the Super Bowl, though. Check out who is in it. I feel like the Seahawks may be in it. Their team is super good in Madden. They're actually not. It's the Steelers and the Panthers. Head into the offseason. I think the Steelers are going to win. I don't know why. That's just who I'm thinking. And they do win. 24-21. All right, let's check out these development trade upgrades. We have to have a couple, right? So far, no one on the offense went up in development. Unless I'm missing someone. I don't think I am, though. Derek Barnett is up to superstar. That makes a lot of sense. I think he's the only upgrade, though. All right, well, this team turned out to be super good. I really enjoyed this one. I hope you guys did as well. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.